All right, so we're around 1:15. I got off the bus to get to pick up the money, which he left in the mailbox. He left the key in the mailbox, and he sent a picture where he left it. He's like, "Whoa, you trust me?" So he doesn't have a secretary anymore. I'm like, "Oh." I haven't spoken to him for a while. I guess he just doesn't talk to me. But at least he gives me contracts. Yeah. Almost there. All right, so it's 2:14 p.m. It's really hot. I'm on my way home, almost home. Just a 2-minute walk. I got in and got out with the getting the money. It was like everything was the key he left in the mailbox, and it's an open storefront, like a big window. It's downsized, like it's small, just one room with a little corner for the other course. So he has beds and a little place in the back for his desk, but it's really downsized. And then when I left, I was like constantly checking. I forgot to lock the door with one key. People can break the windows, but I mean, what's there to get, I guess, And there was a place next to it that was for rent. I rang it once to see how much it cost. Because he was paying like $2,000 rent for the other place, and he was losing money, including the internet and everything. So, I mean, the question is he, well, obviously that's why he's checking my bills, So I really have to pay mine to that, because he helped me out initially, even though he's very neurotic. But still, I mean, the thing is, would one be ashamed? Like, would it be below to someone's ego to downsize like that? That's what I kind of admire, that he's still working, He had to wait till the other place, I guess the lease got up, But he has a lot more. Well, I don't know what he had seized, but he has a wife, he has children, he seems to have more at stake than me. But I don't know what's going on, so doesn't tell me because I'm not with him all the time. When we first started, he was also going to law school. He had to stop that because everything was like going under. So it's weird. At least he's paying me cash because I told him about my bank problem, So I look at what he's doing as like, okay, how is he surviving? How is he doing that? What is he doing? I guess when you have all that pressure under you, you're doing that. And he's obviously, some mental illness, on his part with narcissism and stuff, his ego. So he probably doesn't want to feel like a failure, comparatively to the first guy who was my master instructor. He didn't have a place, but he was doing a lot too. I guess his ego was also pretty big. But then there's the guy who's my new master instructor, and he finally opened up a place. But he scares me. He's nice, but he'll turn on you. I'm pretty sure, very sure actually. Because at the time I got suspended, I have an inkling he had something to do with it. It wasn't coincidence at the same time that I was denounced by. It was, there's something I don't trust about him. This new master instructor, even though I do contracts for him, it's a weird situation, a weird entanglement, But I've noticed that everyone seems to be having their offices in the same area, more or less, towards the north and going towards the east. So I guess things are cheaper there. But, and for CPR courses, you don't need a fancy place. You know what I mean? Just he doesn't have other rooms, so he can't do much. But he's probably traveling to contracts, so someone else can teach there. Have to watch and learn, you know what I mean? Keep the expenses really low. Well, first I have to get myself out of this entanglement without another bank account being seized. And then, you know, the entanglement of my condo, you know, the bathroom problem, which has been since the beginning of COVID, and they charged me and I don't have insurance and all that stuff. So I have several entanglements. But I guess I need to look to how someone is getting out of it, how someone is surviving. I mean, because I'm not the only one who's having the problems, you know. I want to see how someone with problems is getting out of it, you know. Especially if he is afraid of everyone, and like I can't confront people. He can't either, this former boss where I took the money. Anyways, I don't know. Now I have this new person from this new company, which I did last week. She invited me, and I'm like, okay, I can come tomorrow. So that's another option. See how they're going along. So I guess I kind of finagle myself all over the place. The one who initially got me into teaching for children, I haven't heard from her. I might contact her one more time, but it's like, come on, I did the course for you, I sent you the stuff, and now your emails and everything says whatever. I don't know what she's going through, but I can't believe it's because she doesn't like me. It doesn't make sense, you know. But I guess I'm keeping it moving, you know what I mean? It's really hot. So I'm like, do I take a shower or not? I've been eating bagels. I happened upon, oh, this is the thing. When I got out of getting the envelope with the money, I was about to film while waiting for the bus. And the bus was already there, it just left. I'm like, oh no. And then the other one had just gone too, so I missed that. I was running across the street to get it before this one. And then, I don't know, I kept walking, and then I see another bus going perpendicular, and then I'm checking to see if it goes to a subway, and it's like, oh, that goes to the subway. So if I would have taken the first one before missing the second one, I would not have gotten the third one and gone in the right direction. So there's that. And then I would not have gotten those bagels, which I ate most except for two. I don't know. So tomorrow I gotta get there for 2, and probably I'll do the same thing as I did today. I'm debating whether I'm taking a shower or not, because I am sweaty, but if things dry off and I don't feel gooey, then I'll just do like I did today. Just wash the essentials, not touch the hair again. Go as long as I can without touching the hair, because I'm focusing on other things. You know, just the minoxidil, just the Propecia or the Proscar finasteride. It's not Propecia because it's not the brand name. It's the off-brand for prostate. Yeah. All right. So the goal is to now, well, I'm going to go to the bathroom, relax, settle down, hopefully work on some expenses, hopefully put this into an envelope where it's going to pay either the credit card completely, the condo fees, or municipal taxes. Like, just get the money and just pay those bills. I'm thinking, like, it's not going to be time to save. It's going to be time to just pay everything and deal with everything that I have here. And you know what I mean? Yeah. Plus, I know I have the weekend free because of all this time off, trying to fill up April and May. I have the end of March with a couple contracts, but I have one next week actually. No, on the 19th. Yeah, a couple scattered. So you got to plan for your year, type thing. I have a couple that are a few months old because my master instructor is like diligent like that. I guess he wants me to teach the English classes and all that. So he's got me booked in because I've done a couple years with him. So that's good, I'm available. That's the thing. It's an industry where you need to be available. But anyways, so what was I saying? I'm just blabbing now. I forgot. Oh yeah, I just quickly listened to the beginning of the clip. I have the weekend free, right? And so I want to know if the only little F friend that I can call, see if he's available, because he's only available on the weekends, because the one who wanted to marry me. So I'm like, okay, keep it at that. So possibly this weekend, hopefully we could sync something up, if he's not getting drunk or whatever. So that's the goal, to at least get some of that going. So it's 10:49 and we are the 12th of March. And this is what's pissing me off today. Well, I got up naturally at around 6 something, before 7. Or before 6. And I went to bed around 11. And I was like, okay, I'm going to get up. And I turn on the computer. Well, I just flip it open and it turns on. And I'm like, no, I'm going to go back to bed because I don't feel good. I didn't feel good yesterday because the workout I did was tough. It was the second workout in a row. I wanted to take it, not push it too hard, which is what I did. Like, I lowered the volume, but if I did one set, it still was hard and I felt it. So I'm like, okay, I'm not going to work out in the morning like I did yesterday. Yesterday I felt great until later on, then it started to feel crappy. But anyways, so when I got up today, and I stayed in bed till about 8, just before 8, I think, and tried to get myself going. You know what I mean? I have to go in to meet with the other CPR business, the one I worked for last Thursday. So I said I would meet her today, and it takes an hour to get there, even longer. So it's 10 something. I have to leave before 1. So so I wasn't in a good mind space, but I was still pushing on. I only had 1 dose of caffeine yesterday, which could be it also. But also because I'm sore. I'm not that sore. I could probably go in the afternoon, but I'm going to take the day off and go tomorrow. And okay, yesterday I got an ask to do Saturday with my present employer. And I'm like, yeah, I could do it. I didn't get any confirmation, so I'm like, we're Wednesday, Thursday? It's like 3 days from now. I'm like, okay, it's probably a last minute thing. They have to see if there's enough people before I get the confirmation. Okay, fine. And then I made changes with my sex date friend, but he didn't answer, so he probably can't do it for Sunday instead of Saturday, whatever. Um, so that's a piss off. But then this morning, I'm trying to deal with what I need to deal with. Need to deal with my credit card, pay that off, deal with that. But there's one step of resistance going through the statements and calling them, but I have to still do my 2021 expenses. I gotta stop from being detracted, you know what I mean? And during this time I get a call from another company where I did a class for, and I'm supposed to do another one on the 19th. I'm like, the one who wants to be grandma to me. And I'm like, no, I don't want to deal with that. So many things I don't want to deal with, if you haven't noticed. And okay, then I, finished up in the bathroom. Gotten better with my bath routine without taking any showers. It's great. Armpits, face, the hair first. Don't touch the hair. Do the hair at night a little bit, comb it out. Because it's still got a lot of protection with the coconut oil. But I don't redo it. Just redo the minoxidil. But anyways, that reminds me I have to take the Proscar. But, so I checked the phone and she didn't leave a voicemail. So I'm like, she wanted to just try to catch me for a one-off. So, no. I'm already doing the 19th with her. And, which is next Wednesday. I'm trying to keep this time off, except for the Saturday for my new employer, present employer, which I don't mind doing because I like it. But other than that, no. And then I get a voice email just before going to bed, and I didn't bother with it. I was like, I'll deal with it in the morning. From my master instructor, and regarding the class in May. And I didn't, and I was like, oh no, what else does he want to say? What else is there? I have to ask him questions. What am I going to charge or whatever? Because he fucked me over last time with me charging him for gloves and valves and everything. I'm like, okay, maybe I don't have to bring that. I have to ask him about valves. Because I'm not bringing valves if they're $1.45 each. I'm like, no, we'll pretend. You know what I mean? I can't keep doing that. And I see this is like the first time we're like getting into negotiations. It seems like he needs me. Just like my first employer needed me. He still needs me occasionally, which is good. But anyway, so I look at the email when I get up after trying to get situated, and I'm like, okay, just look at it to see how difficult it is, how complicated it is, how much more down is it going to bring me in the morning, And it turns out, like, no, I could just do he was just saying, it was a little reminder for the 11th, saying that parents are going to be with them in the afternoon, and there were 2 instructors, and we're doing the morning and the evening, and I'm like, morning and afternoon. And then I wrote him back and I said, well, I don't have that certification. I can't do that morning. We had already discussed that. And he still wanted me to do the afternoon. Guess he needs people, right? So then I get a text, do you have 2 minutes to talk? And I'm like, shit, I can't be distracted. I have to do my expenses. So I got another part of the 2021 done. And then I said yes. This was like an hour later, I think I said, or a half hour. I said yes. And then I called him and he picked up, of course. And then he gives me this. He says, like, there's an exception. If you don't have, like, I had to tell him, I don't have the certification since they made the changes, I was too late for doing the whole thing. And so I just let it go because I'm not even teaching that. But now I do have to teach some. Well, I'm being asked by SOS, and like, maybe I should get it. That's why I'd asked you. It's $200 still, and that I'd have to do at least two. Like one class wouldn't make up the amount of money. You know what I mean? I thought it was more complicated than that. Buy the material and do the online class. I thought you had to get supervision and all that stuff, and I'm like, oh, I thought it was like $800, whatever. It will be that for the first responder class, which I haven't moved forward on. Because of my financial situation. And I have to ask my new boss, can he bring me, like there is one in April and there's one in September. If it's in April, would I be able to get a lift there? Because I don't know if I can take the bus, because it seems complicated. I'm going to have to look at it again, see if I could get in. Anyways, I'm distracting myself. So what he tells me is that exceptionally, if you don't have the certification, but you know how to teach it, you can help me out and you'll still be legal. I'm like, oh, okay. Should I tell him about the hospital situation again? Because with that answer, I was afraid to tell him anything. When it happened at the, trying not to denounce my first boss. It's so much bullshit going on, you know what I mean? I have to know when to shut up and when not, and when to, I'm basically trying to please everyone. And I had already gotten in trouble a few years ago, getting suspended, and you know what I mean? I have to really be careful who I open my mouth to. And he is not the one I open my mouth to. But help him out, for sure. And shut up. And so there's that. And then I was just going over the money. And then he started to get a little like, oh, I don't remember what it was. I'll get more details. He's like, you don't even need gloves or whatever. And I forgot to tell him about the valves. Do I need the valves for the morning or whatever? I'm not going to bring valves because I'm not going to charge him. I'm not going to hold the expense if no one's writing it off. You know what I mean? But we'll see. I'll have to note that down to bring up to him. And I have to wait till he wants to talk to me for another 2 minutes, because otherwise or I can ask him by email. He answers emails, but it becomes complicated, less personal. So, trying to make it not a wild ride for this morning, you know what I mean? I just started my first caffeine just to kind of, even though I'm not going to work out, it's just going to be, a normal day. Anyways, 12:44. So I'm off to the meeting to check out the other person's place for teaching CPR. It takes me an hour, I see on Google. It could be even an hour and 15 minutes, depending on which route I take, But hey, so it's at 2, so it's 12:44. So I have to be careful again because I started to feel a little good a few minutes ago. And I'm like, oh, I'll take my stuff to go to the gym. No, don't do that, because I didn't feel good. It's going to be a rest day. Don't do that. But I was also like, oh, maybe go to the sex establishment later. But I have to do my expenses first. I have to do my expenses, and it might not be a good day. I don't know. But just in case, I brought prep. And maybe I'll go a little later. Who knows? On an off day. We are a Wednesday, which is weird. I might try it. I mean, it's been so long, and I don't know what's going on with the weekend with the other guys, so I'm not waiting for that. So we'll see. But the point is, I had to get myself out, of course, to go to the meeting. This is another reason why I have things scheduled. And I took that class to teach on Saturday because it puts a break in everything that, you know, not to mention that I need to make the money. Um, I put money into my pay-as-you-go credit card yesterday night or evening or late afternoon, I'm not sure. So I have to wait for that to go in to get my massage therapy license. But I want to keep it on hold, and there's a lower fee for that because my place is a mess, and I want to take a new massage therapy course. But yeah, too much to do in the present. You know what I mean? Oh my God! It's 3:30. I just took a bus coming. I'm on my way back home, but I'm gonna stop off at the grocery store behind me, the IGA, International Grocers Association. I think that's what it is. Get some stuff for peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. That's what I wanted to have that for a bit, and I haven't had it in a while. So that's what I'm gonna get. But just checking some signs up here on the post. Anyways, man, so I went to visit and we're talking and stuff like that. It was just weird. No, it was okay. But then I noticed there was a class being taught, and it was the woman I told off who was working with my first boss, and she's working there. And she's like, she comes and she gives me a hug, and I'm like, oh no. And she remembers when I told her off, and she's like, you can't get rid of me. I'm like, oh no. And she's missing a tooth and all that. I'm like, oh boy. Okay. Well, there's that. And she gave me some, and the woman gave me a couple of tentative contracts. So I was like, okay. One's at a nun's place. I'm like, all right. Hey, I need what I can get. I need to get what I can get, you know. So anyways, I think it's a good thing that I'm able to get out, and I seem to be branching out and making contacts, and it's a small world. And we're talking about my former boss, who I have a contract with. And I don't know too much, but it's like, you know, I'm not trying to badmouth him, because I don't think I'd do that. I would have done it already, you know. He's helped me a lot initially, and he's obviously in financial problems, and so am I. So, no. Oh, I think this is it, huh? This is still open. Oh, through here. Okay, what is this? Is it the real one? Am I going the right way? Maybe it's not a full... Oh, okay, here it is. This is the grocery store. Why did I miss that? Yeah. All right, let's get in.